Alan Woodman said the boys have got to pick up the players behind play because he reckons Thomson are kicking the ball short. And he said every goal we get from now on is going to make them feel a little bit weaker. And he's pumped them up and he said the game's there for us to win. Peter McCarter, very worried man, mate. He tried to pump up his boys, but I don't think it's there, Ron Brain.
Well, only time will tell, Noel Fanning and Barry Walker. As we've just started this final quarter here, the umpire has called for the ball back in the centre of the Western Oval for another bounce down.
Right, the bounce of the ball, up the players go. Woodman taps the ball down. Sharked here by McMahon for Thomson. Kicks the ball out towards the half-forward flank. Tapped further on by the Thomson half-forward line. In there trying desperately to get the ball forward. Footham was Evans. He couldn't. Grab there is Bannockburn. They're desperately trying to get this ball. They bottle it up underneath them. Throw the ball out. Umpire's letting it go at the moment. Desperate play by both sides. They're going nowhere. Out comes the Connor with the ball. Gets it over to a teammate who kicks down towards the half-forward line. In front was Thomson. Couldn't take the mark. The big fella Henderson there for Bannockburn. He shepherds off two players that let a teammate through. The ball tapped towards the boundary line, over and out, and will have a throw in. Created a bit of havoc down there in the forward line, the big fella Henderson.
Henderson, he surely has, and well, I would suggest Johnny Demonopoulos is not moving as well as what he was earlier in the match, and that's to Henderson's advantage. We see Woodman thump the ball forward, but again, players going in pretty strongly for the footy, and it's thrown out there by Henderson, but there's nobody home there for the Bannockburn side, as I think you'll find that, well, behind the plate, it's quite funny actually that Matty Pilgrim, the smallest man on the ground, is being booked for striking one of the biggest men on the ground, in Johnny Demopoulos. Didn't quite see what happened there, Barry.
No, it was to the side of the play, Ron, and I was following the ball and I missed what happened there, but I think the Tribunal's going to have a big night on Monday night.
They surely are, as we just wait now on Demopoulos to regain his composure and drive Thomson back out of defence. But all their players at the present time are well marked by the Bannockburn boys.
Right, Demopoulos with a lovely kick around here towards the centre wing. Fraser gives a nudge, but who should mark the ball but Matty Pilgrim. Pilgrim has one bounce of the ball. Steadies now, runs around a player, handballs to Hart. He runs back towards the boundary line, has one bounce, runs around the boundary line, steadies, has a kick down towards the forward pocket. Out there thumping the ball away for Thomson was Chris Gardner over the line, and we'll have a throw in at the 3-minute mark of this final quarter. No change to the score, dead level, Thomson and Bannockburn here in the Division 2 Grand Final for the GDFL Football League. The boundary umpire brings it in. Up they go. Wayne Woodman grabs it out of the ruckers. Quick kick down. Play on calls the umpire. Screw over the head by Pilgrim, but underneath the ball, taking a nice mark there for Bannockburn was Ron Pilgrim.
Well, what would you call that one? More good luck than good management, wasn't it? But still, bit of brotherly love coming out of here.
Yes, Darryl Pilgrim thought he'd got the mark, but the umpire called play on, and he kicked the ball high, wide and handsome, and who should be sitting it under it but Ron Pilgrim. About 30 metres out, it comes in now, has a shot for goal, or across the face of the goal, and 1 point is the result. But that puts Bannockburn 1 point in front here at 14 goals 993, Thomson 14 goals 882, and we've been going 4 minutes into this, the final quarter. Oh, bad kicking by the fullback here out to, but luckily for him, Demopoulos never let him down, takes a nice mark just inside the boundary line.
Done a good job as Johnny Demopoulos, the centre half back for the Thomson side.
Kicks the ball around towards the wing. Players set themselves. Thump forward. Hart gets the ball for Bannockburn. Runs back through the pack. Screws the ball back over his shoulder, close to the boundary line. Demopoulos there again, but he couldn't hold that one over the line and out.
Well, a big puff and a pant there from Johnny Demopoulos. I think he's a bit of a tired centre half back at the present time.
Right, the boundary line throw in. Woodman in there, Bone. Woodman thumps the ball forward. Demopoulos couldn't get it. Coming through is Thomson in defence. Screws the ball back, but Pilgrim traps it. Woodman gets it. A handball to Pilgrim. Across to his running teammate there in Dillon. He's back to Pilgrim. Over to the other Pilgrim who has a flying shot for goal, and he's put it right through, and that come off the boot of Ron Pilgrim for Bannockburn. And Bannockburn now go to 15 goals 999. Thomson 14 goals 892, and that is at the 5-minute mark of the final quarter.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see now. The character of the Thomson Football Club, to see if they can answer that very good goal there on the left foot of Ronnie Pilgrim. And as Barry Walker has just mentioned, we've been travelling 5 minutes of this first quarter, I should say final quarter, in a crackerjack grand final here at the Western Oval.
Right, the ball back with the central umpire, bounces it, up they go, Bone comes in, umpire got in the road of the big ruckman from Thomson there, a quick handball out, Woodman tries to get the ball forward, coming through there, McMahon for Thomson. Bannockburn desperately bottle the ball up in the centre of the ground, and we'll have a ball up.
Well, emotions running pretty high in the supporters' ranks here. They're all very much on the edge of their toes, and I would suggest quite a fitting finale to the Division 2 competition as Woodman thumps the ball 30 metres towards goal. Allendale comes out, crashes through, caught one a little bit high there from Matty Pilgrim, and will take the free kick. Allendale now directs traffic to the corridor where he finds his teammate and skipper in Russell McMahon. Goes long. We've got Les Bone at centre half forward. Can't take the football, but we see now that looks like Armstrong, I would suggest. Pops the ball onto his left foot. Looks out there for Malice, who had a very quiet third quarter. Traps it now, kicks long. That's the order of the afternoon. Up there looking for Spence, but it's over his head. Flicks the ball out there. We see Glenn Menzies on the left foot. Shoot at goal. But is offline and through for a minor score.
Which takes Thomson to 14 goals, 9.93. Bannockburn 15.999. And we've been playing 6.5 minutes here into this, the final quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions. Right, Alan Woodman with the ball at fullback now. Kicks the ball out in the Hart area, and a nice lead by Hart out there on the 50-metre line, and he takes a nice overhead grab. Plays on, runs inboard, kicks the ball long down towards half-forward flank, and little Pilgrim comes out there, couldn't control it, runs into his own teammate there. The ball flipped out underneath by Bannockburn, but the umpire comes in and will ball it up. Right, the bounce of the ball out there. Up goes big Alan Woodman, thumps it out to Hart, all on his own out there on the centre wing. Kicks it.
Oh, great mark.
And a nice mark taken down there by Matty Pilgrim. Right, he runs around, has one bounce, dodges back the other way, steadies now, kicks the ball down towards the forward pocket, leading out in front, no, unable to take the mark there. Thomson, I thought, was pushed in the back, no free kick, the ball comes out, picked up here, and a handball back to big Alan Woodman. He steadies, kicks down towards the goal line, players set themselves, good defensive work there by Chris Gardner, thumps the ball through, and 1 point is the result, takes Bannockburn to 15-10, 100, Thomson 14.993 at the 8-minute mark. Right, a kick in by the fullback out here. Goal. Play on calls the umpire. Evans traps the ball for Thomson. Smothered there by the Bannockburn opponent, and we'll have a throw in.
Well, everything's sort of going Bannockburn's way at the present time, and well, I suppose that's football though, Barry, isn't it? You create your own luck.
Yes, you do. Right, to throw in. Woodman taps the ball down, but no one can pick it up. Big Henderson's in there, kicked away from him. It comes in, Woodman in there again, gets the ball, kicks the ball down towards the full forward line. Over the back of the pack, picked up here by Pilgrim. Has a flying shot for goal. That's Darryl Pilgrim, and he brings up his second goal for the afternoon. Thomson's Bannockburn 16th, and at the 9-minute mark of the final quarter, Thomson now are 14 goals, 9.93. Bannockburn 16-10, 106. And
well, the boys are getting a little bit tower here in the crowd, which is a little bit disappointing, as we've only travelled 9 minutes of this final quarter. But well, that's football, I suppose. As we just see now, sorting the boys out there. But let's get back to the footy, eh?
Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre. Woodman thumps it forward again for Bannockburn. Running onto it here is the Bannockburn little man. A quick handball out to another running player going through centre half forward. A flying shot for goal. And I think he's put this one right through the centre. And another goal to Bannockburn. And that has come off the boot of, I'll pick him up in a moment.
That was Ronnie Pilgrim.
Yes, it was. Number 16 brings up his third goal for the afternoon. And that has come up at the 9.5-minute mark of the final quarter, where we see Bannockburn now 17 goals 10, 112. Thomson 14 goals 9, 93.
Well, I tell you what, it's been since about 1931, I would suggest, that Bannockburn have won a senior pennant. And, well, Bannockburn will not be the same ever again, I would suggest.
Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre. Woodman again dumps the ball out. Coming out here wide, where we see a kick off the ground by Bannockburn. Get the ball down towards centre half forward. Umpire calls play on. Bannockburn with the ball. Out it comes wide to Pilgrim. He steadies, kicks the ball down towards centre half forward, but a nice mark taken for Thomson in defence, and they will repel this attack. Right, the kick from out here towards the centre wing. Neil is up high over the back of the plate. Play on calls the umpire, and he will move in and ball is up. Right, the bounce of the ball here in the centre wing. Up they go. Woodman comes over the top. Picked up here, running through a quick handball over to Fraser. Fraser on the centre wing. He has one bounce. Steadies. Shoots the ball down towards the full forward line. Over to being held down there for mine was Spence, but he couldn't control the ball. Coming away with it is the Bannockburn defenders, but straight to Thomson player here in Chris Kelly, and Kelly marks this ball on the wing.
Well, Kelly now with the footy. 11 and a half minutes gone to this final quarter. Kicks down long, but Gary Tillman's in the way for the Thomson side, and a nice mark is taken there by the centre half back for the Bannockburn boys.
Right, it comes back where we see Alan Woodman take a great grab here on the centre wing. A nice mark taken here by Woodman. Repels this attack. Kick down the wing looking for his brother in Wayne. He tries to trap the ball, but over the line it goes, and we'll have a throw in. Right, waiting on the boundary umpire now to bring the ball back into play. Players set themselves. Woodman over the top, taps it down. Pilgrim couldn't get it, taps it on where Ronnie Pilgrim gets it, screws it down towards centre half forward. A mark missed down there by the big Thomson defence. Wayne Woodman in there trying hard. Thomson coming through, kicked off the ground by Bannockburn. Big Henderson out there, picks the ball up. No, he doesn't. He shepherds for Ronnie Pilgrim to come through. Goes through heavily. Henderson still in there, picked up for Thomson. A quick handball back, sees the ball kicked round the wing where Fraser's underneath it. He can't take the mark. Alan Woodman's in there, dodges around two players, steadies, kicks down towards the goal line, sitting underneath the ball. Play on calls the umpire down there. He missed the mark, and now he's paid the push in the back, and I think it's going down there to Wayne Woodman.
Well, the Bannockburn boys clicking at the right time. And, well, they've got a handy 19-point advantage here. As we've got now Wayne Woodman kicking from 30 metres on a 45-degree angle. The drop punt looks pretty good off the boot. I think you'll find that Wayne Woodman has popped it through. Great goal from the reserves coach. Wayne Woodman kicks his first and Bannockburn's 18th.
At the 13.5-minute mark of the final quarter here at the Western Oval, we have Bannockburn now on 18 goals, 10, 118. Thomson 14 goals, 9, 93. And since half-time, we've had 2 goals to Thomson and 11 goals to Bannockburn.
Well, the more of the disciplined side here this afternoon. The Bannockburn boys have finished off much stronger here, and one would suggest will be premiers of the Division 2 Geelong Football League.
Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre, we see Bannockburn going forward again, coming across here in defence is Thomson. They kick the ball wide out towards the wing, running onto it is Neelis. He gets well shepherded there, has one bounce, a quick handball in ball to a teammate here, who's caught, well tackled there by the Bannockburn players, picked up by McMahon, who kicks it down, but a nice mark in defence by Bannockburn. They kick the ball wide, too wide in fact, over and out, and we'll have a free kick to Thomson to be taken right on the wing. Now a short pass down looking for Fraser, and he marks just outside the 50-metre line. A handball into Nankervis, who's been very quiet here this afternoon. Spears a kick down, and a nice mark taken down there for Thomson by Darren Evans.
Well, Darren has kicked 1 goal to date. He's kicking from 25 metres, but as you can see, a pretty tight angle. comes in now. The drop punt, I think you'll find, has just gone offline and through for another minor score.
Which takes Thomson now to 14 goals, 10.94. Bannockburn 18 goals, 10, 118. And we've been travelling 15 minutes into this, the final quarter of the Division 2 Grand Final here this afternoon, brought to you by Guest Video Productions. Right. We see the kick now come back in, marked out there for Bannockburn on the half-back line. A quick kick down towards the half-forward line to a teammate down there who can't control it. Over the back of the pack, Thomson with a handball wide, but it's Bannockburn that run onto the loose ball. The spear the pass down towards the forward pocket. Over the top was a Thomson player, couldn't get it. Bannockburn have a flying shot towards goal, over the line and out on the full, and will have a throw in. Free kick, down there to Thomson in the last line of defence, to be taken for them by Chris Gardner.
Well, the Tigers, that's the Thomson boys have really got to get a rally on, as we see that Ian Evans takes an easy uncontested mark at centre half back for the Thomson side. Looks up there for Adrian Ellis under pressure. He's got two players there to contend with in number 20 there for the Bannockburn side in Kevin Lynch, and also Ronnie Pilgrim. Henderson goes short to Darryl Pilgrim, but he couldn't take the easy mark. We see now that the ball intelligently paddled out to the direction of Ronnie Pilgrim and Kevin Lynch for the Bannockburn boys, but unfortunately couldn't trap the footy, and we'll see a throw in now take place some 50 metres from the Bannockburn goal, and we've been travelling 16 and a half minutes of this final quarter. Okay, the ball now picked up by Connors. Quick kick up there, and in front, taking a great mark, and is David Webb. And emotions running not only pretty high in the crowd here, but also on the ground, as I think you'll find that Bannockburn can feel that they have won the 1990 Premiership. Oh, David Webb now. He's kicking from 40 metres out from goal directly in front. And an opportunity to get his name in the newspaper. He's first for the afternoon. The drop punt from Webb, and unfortunately, Dave, you're well offline and just scrapes in for a minor score.
And at the 17.5 minute mark of the final quarter, we have Bannockburn now go to 18 goals 11, 119. Thomson 14 goals 10, 94. And that's brought to you by Guest Video Productions. Right, waiting on the fullback now for Thomson to bring the ball back. Kicks towards the grandstand side. Players set themselves over the top. Hart claims the mark in the middle of that pack, and the umpire has paid him. Hart now on the 50-metre line for Bannockburn. Isn't it amazing how the game has changed since half-time?
It surely is.
Hart short passes in and finds Wayne Woodman.
Yes, Thomson have just lost all sort of coordination, haven't they? They just lost energy and a little bit of teamwork, and they're really falling down now in defence. Right. A little rattled.
Wayne Woodman now, 45 metres out, comes in, kicks the ball high but offline, and 1 point is the result, and Bannockburn now go to 18 goals 12, 120. Thomson are 14 goals 10, 94. And that is at the 18.5 minute mark of the final quarter here this afternoon, brought to you by Guest Video Productions. Right, the ball brought back in. Thomson through Fraser tried to get it, but running onto it is Hart. His handball is smothered, rushed across the line there. Good defensive play by the Thomson player there in Dale Armstrong, and we'll have a throw in. Right, the boundary umpire brings it back in. Woodman caught behind Evans that time. Off the ground, it's kicked. A quick kick out by Bannockburn, and in front again the Bannockburn forwards, and a nice mark taken down there for them by, is this Pilgrim?
No, it's David Webb again, number 9. Yep.
Wonder what he can do this time. He's kicking from about the same distance, Ron. What are you going to say? You put the moz on him last time.
No, he's usually a defender, and I would suggest we'll be struggling. Kicking from 45.
Well, he'll probably kick this one.
The drop punt. It's not a bad looking kick, and there you go. He's yep. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Ronnie Brain, because Dave Webb kicks his first and Bannockburn's 19th, and they are running red hot at the Western Oval.
Right at the 20-minute mark of the final quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions. We have Bannockburn now 19 goals at 12, 126. Thomson 14 goals, 10, 94.
Well, the Bannockburn Township, I think, will be rocking this evening.
Yes, 1931 to 1990 is a long while, Ronnie.
It surely is, Barry. That's something like at 59 years, mate.
It is. Right now, the ball back in the centre with the central umpire. The bounce of the ball, up they go. Woodman thumps the ball 20 metres down, runs through towards the half-forward line. Coming through there nicely for Bannockburn. A quick handball over to Thomopoulos. Thomopoulos handballs inboard now. Another handball down towards where Fraser gets it. He dodges around one opponent. Steadies, kicks the ball across towards centre half-forward. Players set themselves. Down to the ground it comes. Thomson players fighting over the ball there. Comes back to Big Bone. He's that tight he can't do anything with it. Kicked out where we see a handball in. Hart's running riot in this second half. Spears the ball down towards the half-forward line to a teammate out there in the agency of Pickering. Pickering now kicks the ball long but wide and out of bounds on the full, and we'll have another throw in. I think one of the major contributors is that the Thomson ruckmen have gone out of it, and Alan Woodman is still running.
Yes, and well, he's worked hard all day, hasn't he, here this afternoon, Alan, and been a very strong player for the Bannockburn club.
Right at the 21.5-minute mark, the ball to be brought back in from defence by Thomson now. Looks like Turnley's going to get another run for the Bannockburn side any moment. There's a big thumping kick down towards the centre of the ground. Woodman thumps the ball over where we see Matty Pilgrim run onto it. Handball to a teammate there running through who has a flying shot for goal. But unfortunately he let him down, and it was Darryl Pilgrim, and 1 point is the result. Takes Bannockburn now to 19-13, 126. Thomson 14-10, 94, and that is at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter, in which Thomson's only kicked 2 points.
Yes, they've really stopped here this afternoon. The Thomson Tigers, as we see them now, kick the ball out. Unfortunately, there's nobody there at half-back except the big arms of Wayne Woodman, and he's come into the play a little bit more too after half-time, kicking from 50 metres. Drops the ball short, and Darryl Pilgrim is there, and I would suggest that a pretty excited Alan Woodman there in the background, as you can see, and he's got good reason to as well, because at the present time Darryl Pilgrim has taken the ball 30 metres from goal directly in front. Now Darryl's kicked 2 goals too here this afternoon. An opportunity to kick his side's 20th goal and give them a further 39-point advantage. As Robbie Henderson comes off the ground, and a job very well done from him. Gives Steve Turnley another run for his money as Darryl Pilgrim losses in and kicks his 3rd and Bannockburn's 20th.
And at the 23-minute mark of the final quarter, we have Bannockburn on 20 goals, 13, 133. Thomson 14 goals, 10, 94. And that's brought to you by Guest Video Productions.
Well, a couple of kids up there enjoying the football in the stand, as we see quite a sea of heads there in the members' side here of the Western Oval, enjoying what has been a very entertaining game of Australian rules football here this afternoon.
I just see the Bannockburn runner come out onto the ground and went to run into the square, and Alan Woodman met him at the corner and told him what he wanted and sent him back off the ground. The bounce of the ball in the centre, tapped away by Thomson there in Menzies. It goes out wide where the ball's taken towards the boundary line, over and out, and we'll have a throw in, and it looks as though Gary Condon's warming up here on the boundary line, and coming off the ground is...
Well, I think you'll find that could be young Kevin Lynch, who has done a great job and looks pretty happy with himself too here this afternoon. The job well done. Well, the Bannockburn boys go down to where Steve Turnley comes and takes a nice grab. Plays on there. Always an opportunity for Pickering. Can he make it 5? He has a bounce from 30 metres. Shoots it. Goal. And you can just about, as Jack Dye would say, put down your glasses because the horse has definitely bolted. Stewie Pickering has kicked 5 and Bannockburn's 21st.
Yes, at the 24.5-minute mark of this final quarter, we see Bannockburn go to 21 goals, 13, 139. Thomson on 14 goals, 10, 94.
Well, sensational. They've kicked another 7 goals this final quarter. 7 goals, 5 to date. Thomson have managed 2 points. As Alan Woodman now comes off the ground and is applauded there by the supporters here. And Robbie Henderson comes on. A jubilated Alan Woodman.
The bounce of the ball in the centre. Turnley thumps the ball forward for Bannockburn. Being held there without the ball is McMahon. For Thomson, he'll take the free kick. Kicks the ball wide out here, looking for a teammate who doesn't let him down in Fraser, and he's marked it on the centre wing. Fraser now chips the ball down towards the forward line. Up they go down there. Good defensive play by Bannockburn. Sees Thomson player being held without the ball. No free kick, and we'll have a throw in.
Adrian Nellis just asking Steve Allinson there, the umpire, the question, but is ignored.
Right, the throw in now. Turnley thumps the ball, but Fraser can't control it. He does now. He's pulled to the ground. He can't get rid of the ball. Sweeping in there and picking it up as Connors for Bannockburn. He runs through the centre, has 2 bounces, runs around another player, has another bounce. Still going Connors, steadies now, chips the ball out wide, looking for a teammate out there who picks it up, runs back in towards centre half forward. Pickering screws the ball down towards the forward line, up over the back, running into an open goal. Wayne Woodman.
Well, kicks his 2nd goal, Barry Walker, and Bannockburn's 22nd, I should say 3rd, sorry, Wayne, and a great personal performance here from him in the last half of this game of football here, where Bannockburn move on to 22-13, 145 points. Resounding victors here this afternoon over the Thomson Football Club, who are stagnated on 14-10-94.
Yes, we've been going 26.5 minutes into this final quarter. It's amazing, Ron. The first half we had 12 goals kicked by Thomson, 7 by Bannockburn. Second half we've had 15 by Bannockburn and only 2 by Thomson.
Unbelievable. It's been a real, like I said, they've changed jumpers at half time.
Right, the bounce of the ball in the centre. Turnley thumps the ball out wide for the Bannockburn side. Going out there, couldn't control it. Thomson comes through now, a desperate play. Picked up there, kick forward for them, down towards half forward flank. Neil is under the back, but thumped away from him by the defenders. Picked up and kicked forward by Bannockburn down to the half forward line, where the ball's raced across the line for Thomson by Craig McCallum.
There is the captain, coach and actual winner of the Best and Fairest award this year in this competition, but unfortunately couldn't accept it because of suspension. Won the award with 15 votes. As we see now that Condon with the football goes outside. There's an opportunity too for young Connors. I think you'll find shoots at goal, but is offline and a minor score. Ball brought back into play now too, as we see over the top there was Darren Fraser, but in front was Johnny Metropolis taking a lovely mark and feeds off the hand pass there, as we see now that the ball spills to where Matty Pilgrim, who's been a great contributor for his side all afternoon, screws the ball back on the left foot, looks there for Wayne Woodman. He can't trap the footy, as we see now that the ball spills free, and strong work there done by young Dillon. But now Condon feeds off. We've got Matty Pilgrim somehow breaks the tackle, splats the ball onto his right foot and finds the racehorse there in Weber. He goes to his teammate there in Ronnie Pilgrim, who shoots from 35, but unfortunately Ronnie just offline this afternoon. He's kicked 3 goals, 2 out of the Bannockburn total of 22-15 and Thomson 14-10.
Yes, at the 28.5 minute mark of the final quarter. The ball brought back in by the Thomson defenders. Up high there, Demopoulos couldn't take the mark, but a nice mark taken there for them by number 9 in Alan Dale. I thought he played on. He does now across to Demopoulos. Demopoulos kicks it down where he finds a teammate here in Andrew Watson. He kicks over the top looking for Spence. Spence now 55 metres out, kicks long towards the goal square, and a nice mark taken and played on, and no, I think the umpire's given a push, is he? Now, how did he see that from where he was?
I don't know. And he's not too happy either, Darren Evans.
Well, the umpire was 55 to 60 metres away in a direct line there, and he's pinged him for a little nudge.
Well, a little bit of frustration coming out, and Darren just better be careful there, as we see that the ball now being kicked right out there to the outer side of the ground by young Matt Vasika. As we see now, well caught with the football there, was that player and has been penalised, which I suppose had a fair time to get rid of it. and Ian Evans is rewarded with that tackle. And I think you'll find that was against the back pocket player there in Mark Johnson from the Bannockburn side. Ian Evans yet to kick a 6-pointer here this afternoon from 30 metres out from goal. Unfortunately has hooked it and offline for another minor score.
Takes Thomson to 14 goals, 11.95. Badly trailing Bannockburn now on 25-15, 147. At the 30-minute mark of this, the final quarter of the GDFL Second Division Grand Final, as the ball's brought back into play by Bannockburn. Kicked out down the centre of the ground, uncontested mark down there to Bannockburn. They steady, play on the umpire calls, kicked it out wide, looking for a teammate out there, and he doesn't let him down either. And that out there is Tillman. Tillman now scrubs a kick across the ground towards the centre. Kicked off the ground by Turnley, kicked over further by the Bannockburn players. They're coming through here. We see big Johnny Demopoulos bending over, can't pick the ball up. He does now. A handball to a teammate who handballs wide to McMahon. McMahon now in the centre of the ground, kicks down long, and Spence comes out and takes a nice mark, 55 metres out. Short pass of the ball down towards the forward line. Can't control the ball down there, but Bannockburn desperately in defence trying to get this ball away, which they do. Handball gets him out of trouble, right out wide to Hart. He can run for a mile here, running round the boundary line. A long handball to Pickering. Pickering dodges around one. He steadies, kicks the ball down to a teammate who misjudges it, Henderson. Sweeping on the ball out there for him is Connors, is it? Kicks the ball back in. Wayne Woodman thumped away from him by the Thomson defence. Good play there by Dell. Sees the ball go across the line.
Well, we see that the ball now just 10 metres from the Bannockburn goal.
Stuart Pickering got down there very fast, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty quick on his feet, Stewie, but still, we all make...
Radar, they call him Radar.
Good on you, Noel, as we just wait now on the boundary throw-in. We've gone 31 minutes of this final quarter. Siren just about to sound as the Radar now. Dispossessed on that occasion by young Dale Armstrong. Kick out of defence there to the outer side of the ground. I would suggest you could see a free kick to Russell McMahon. No, the umpire has said we'll throw it in.
Just on the 32-minute mark here of the final quarter, with Bannockburn enjoying quite, 52-point lead.
That's the one, Barry Walker, as we see now the ball fisted down to where sharking the ball sweetly there was young Dillon. Slaps the ball onto his left foot, comes to where Condon now traps the football. On the left foot, goes up towards the teeth of goal, but there's nobody home for the Bannockburn side, except the big arms there, I would suggest, of Alan Bell.
There's the
siren to terminate a very entertaining Division 2 Geelong and District Football League grand final for the 1990 season. Congratulations to the Bannockburn Football Club.
Yes, the final scores here at the Western Oval in the Division 2 Grand Final for 1990 of the Geelong and District Football League. We have Bannockburn 22 goals 15, 147. Thomson 14 goals 11, 95. And that was brought to you by Guest Video Productions.
Well, what a turnaround. What a turnaround. And, well, it just goes to show that you've got to play 4 quarters of football, Barry Walker, to be successful in any competition. And, well, congratulations again to Alan Woodman and all the Bannockburn boys. And I'm sure they'll have a great night tonight. Commiserations to the Thomson Football Club, and especially Alfie Thomson, the first president of the Thomson Football Club, 73 years of age. He's here this afternoon, and I'm sure he'll be a very bitterly disappointed gentleman here this afternoon.
Yes, Ron, but first coach, I think, Ron.
First coach was. I do apologise for that. But good on you, Alf, and there's always next year, mate. Well, look, we'll be back very shortly with presentations and the premiership lap for the Bannockburn side. As we see a pretty depleted and dejected Thomson Football Club, but they performed very well for 3 quarters, Barry Walker, but just couldn't go on with it at the end. We'll be back shortly with the final wrap-up with the goal kickers and the best players for both sides, and of course, the most important thing of all, the Guest Video Reece Plumbing Best Performer Award. Okay, well, the wrap-up. Barry, first of all, if you'd like to go through the goal kickers here this afternoon for the Division 2 Grand Final of the Geelong District Football League for the 1990 season.
Right, for the Bannockburn side, we had Robert Henderson kicking 1, Kevin Connors kicking 1, Wayne Woodman from centre half forward kicking 3, Stuart Pickering kicking 5, David Webb kicking 1, Matt Pilgrim 1, Alan Woodman 2, Terry Hart 1, Ron Pilgrim kicked 3, Kevin Lynch kicked 1, and Darryl Pilgrim kicked 3. For the losers, Thomson, we had Darren Fraser with 1, and Craig McCallum kicking 3, all in the first quarter. Darren Spence kicking 2, Alan Dell kicking 4, Darren Evans kicking 1, Adrian Nealis kicking 2, and Darryl Smith kicking 1.
Well, Barry, quite a turnaround. Bannockburn finishing off in that last quarter with another 8 goals, 7 that term. Thomson managing only 3 points in that final quarter. So it was really a one-horse race after three-quarter time. And, well, better players for the Bannockburn side. Gee whiz, you've just about mentioned every player that played for the side today. They stuck to their task. They did exactly what their coach had requested of them in Alan Woodman all day. I mean, they had to fight back from despair. They're 37 points down at quarter time, got back to within 29 points at half time, and then the rest is history. Have ended up resounding winners here this afternoon by 52 points.
Ron, before these people here make their award to the best player, let's us make our award first and see how good they are.
Well, I think we can do that, Niall, too. I think, well,
Little
in my
helmet.
opinion, the guest video, Reece Plumbing, best performer for the 1990 Grand Final of Division 2 Geelong District Football League. Congratulations to number 11, Matty Pilgrim, for a best on-ground performance here this afternoon.
And Ron, might I add, he's only just shadowed Stuart Pickering, who was everywhere in that forward line, kicking 5 goals.
Yes, Stuart, a great performer and a very polished and accomplished champion, ex-Newtown and Chilwell star, who has been a focal point up forward for them, kicking 5 goals. Special mentions also I must make to Alan Woodman, the captain and coach. Tireless effort 4 quarters. He led by example all day and set up a great win for his side. Terry Hart on the wing, Barry, I thought pretty consistent 4 quarters.
Blistering third quarter by Hart, and I think that was, he really brought the forwards into it for Bannockburn.
But all in all, I think really we, as I mentioned, Bannockburn ably assisted by every player in the side here this afternoon. And I'll give Robert Henderson a special mention too when he came on the ground replacing Steve Turnley. Gave them a little bite up on the forward line.
Yes, big bulky player. He made his presence felt, that was for sure.
Well, better players for the Thomson side, who are pretty dejected. Johnny Donopoulos at centre half back, I thought tried his heart out all day and actually nullified Wayne Woodman. Craig McCallum, the ruck rover, number 5, I thought did a fair job. Also the rover, Darren Fraser, tried hard all day. And I like that half-back flanker, number 30, Andrew Watson, for his efforts throughout this afternoon. But all in all, it was just 4 consistent quarters of team football from the Bannockburn side that have ended up here the premiers for the 1990 season.
Yes, as I mentioned halfway through the last quarter, the first half was all Thomson kicking 12 goals to 7, but then in the second half we had Bannockburn kicking 15 goals to 2, and it was 2 different halves really, wasn't it, of football?
It surely was, and well, we're just waiting now for the president, Mr. Neville Whitley, and the executives of the Geelong District Football League now to make the presentations.
They look like they're at the races, Ron Brain. They got the binoculars up. There's that bloke on the right-hand side with the binoculars up.
No, that's the league photographer.
It's a lovely young lady.
Oh, is that a camera, is it?
Yeah, lovely young lady, isn't she? Well, we'll be just listening here now for the presentations. If our technician, cameraman, producer, Noel Fanny, would like to produce the microphone to the crowd for us, I'm sure we can capture some of these wise words of Mr. Neville Whitley.
Do you think they'll be real wise, Ron?
Well, Neville's been around football for a while, mate,
He hasn't got the makeup on. Look at the shiner he's got on the top of his head out there. She's shining. She's got the glow up.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We'll just finish off with this, the awards.
We'll wait till they present the cup to Bannockburn. We'll go through those. I think they might have lost the cup, Ron. They can't seem to be able to produce it.
I think Alan Woodman might be making him wait. It's Bannockburn's day, and I think he might be making the GDFL executive wait for him to go up when he is ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were waiting for the umpires to come out, but we'll do them medallions last. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the umpires are on the way now, but first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Bannockburn Football Club on winning their first senior premiership since 1931. Well done, fellas. As you see here, we have a medallion for every player that played in the game today for the premiership side. Also to the umpires. So we'll do the umpires first. They're on their way, seeing they've done a magnificent job. And we'll present them with their medallion, and then we'll call the players up. Thanks very much.
Is this a new innovation? Is it into local football run?
The first of the umpires is central umpire James Powell. Central umpire.
Yes, quite a good performance, I thought, by James Powell. We all make mistakes, I suppose, during the day, but the umpires here this afternoon were pretty consistent, I felt, most of the day.
Primary umpire Chris Fredham. Goal umpire Brian Paley.
An old Bannockburn boy, Brian Jack Paley, officiating as the goal umpire here this afternoon.
Goal umpire Neil Robinson. Now the players. The first player, number 1 for Bannockburn, Gary Condon. Number 2, Robert Henderson. Number 3, Kevin Connors. Number 5, Wayne Woodman. Number 6, Gary Ward. Number 7, Stuart Pickering.
What a magnificent effort by Stuart Pickering, Ron Brain, the old radar. He knows where they are, doesn't he? 5 goals in a grand final is a magnificent performance.
Yes, it surely is, Noel, and I'm sure Stewie would be delighted with
Number 9, David Webb. Number 10, Gary Taylor. Number 11, Matt Pilgrim.
There he is. What a response for the best man on the ground in the guest video. Reece Plumbing's Best Performer Award here this afternoon. One of the smallest men on the ground, Barry Wood.
Yes,
Number 14,
after the first quarter, he really played some fantastic football here this afternoon. And so did this fella going up for his medal now in Terry Hart on the wing.
He's a pretty happy boy too,
Number
Tezza.
16, Ron Pilgrim.
I suppose the Pilgrim boys are like the Danaher boys to Essendon, aren't
Yes, they really are, and they've been a nucleus of success for the club ever
Number
since they've
17,
arrived.
Matt Vaserka. Number 19, Gary Tillman.
Yasmin.
Number 20, Kevin Lynch. Number 21, Damien Dillon. Number 33, Stephen Turnley.
Yeah.
Number 39, Mark Johnson.
Saving on power, I think, turn that on and off.
Number 49, Tony Black. Number 52, Dale Pilgrim. And the captain coach of the Bannockburn Football Club, number 12, Alan Woodman.
I heard in the rooms at half-time, Ron, that today's game was Alan Woodman's last, but that'll be will remain to see.
Well, I suppose it's always nice not to finish on a winning note. Quite an illustrious.
He's certainly been good for country football in Victoria, hasn't he?
Without a doubt, and well, he's been a real pinnacle for Victorian country football.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you played for all year, each club has participated throughout this year in the two divisions. Division 2 premiers of 1990 goes to Bannockburn Football Club and Alan Woodman. Well done, Alan.
Initially it's very difficult to think exactly what to say, but you know, really there's only two things. You guys, you know, well done. It was I think at one stage the scoreboard showed us 10 goals behind, and to come back and win from there shows a lot of determination. And all you think is, oh, that's all we're going to lose. And the other thing, look, what a way to go. Thanks, fellas.
Well, a pretty elated Alan Woodman and the supporters of the Bannockburn Football Club enjoying
There's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser.
their moment of glory here at the Western Oval.
Who really fought the game
Yes,
out.
they really deserve their win coming from 10 goals behind here this afternoon. And Thomson stopped to a walk in the second half, but full credit to Alan Woodman and the Bannockburn boys. A job well done, and Rich deserved premiership.
Well, their lap of honour, we best capture for the boys for prosperity. There he goes, the legend, Alan Woodman.
Bet you they don't carry him too far.
Down already.
Bit of memorabilia, mate. Good stuff. You been behaving yourself? Bloody hell, you been behaving yourself today? Good on you, Hodge.